everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that you need to know in order to pass NCA Business Organizations course. First of all, I'm going to talk about how you should prepare for this course. Second, I will touch upon some of the key concepts that you should know when you're studying for business organizations. And lastly, I'm going to pull up a question that I have drafted myself, and we'll go over that question together. I'm going to share my screen and we'll go over that question together. So if you're interested, keep watching. Thing I would like to talk about is how do you prepare for this course. So keep in mind when you're preparing for this course that there is going to be a lot of case law in business organizations. You should be aware of how different legal tests have been applied in different cases. You should read the analysis of different case law to understand how, let's just say, how is a partnership formed, or what are some of the duties of the director of a corporation. So when you're reading the material, make sure that you're reading it in a way that you understand the analysis that has been done in different cases. Make sure that you read if you read a case on, let's just say, how is a partnership formed? When you're reading a case, make sure that whenever you read the conclusion, you want to understand why was that conclusion, why is that conclusion the conclusion? So why did the judge say that this is going to be the conclusion? So move backwards on the reasoning behind that conclusion. Once you understand the reasoning, that is the same reasoning that you are going to be applying on your exam. So make sure that you prepare for this exam using this technique. Understand the concepts. You can't memorize anything in business law. It is really just looking at the facts and then analyzing the facts to apply the law. The thing that I want to focus on is what are some of the key concepts in business organizations. Now, if you use your common sense, nothing crazy, just use your common sense. You're studying business organization. You want to know how businesses operate. Nothing too complex. You want to understand, hey, is there a partnership? Is there a corporation? Is there sole proprietorship? And there are other business structures as well. So this is one thing that you should spend some time understand the case law. Then you want to understand what are some of the duties of a director or somebody else who's part of the organization. So you want to make sure that you understand those duties, how those duties are applied, what are some of the cases concerning those duties. Then you want to understand what happens if something goes wrong. Let's just say that, I am a part of a corporation and I'm a minority shareholder. Something goes wrong. What can I do in that situation? How does business organization protect me as a minority shareholder or a creditor? So when studying for business law, the key concepts revolve around the way the businesses operate, what happens if something goes wrong, different players of a corporation. So again, shareholder, creditor, directors. So make sure, again, to read the cases properly, understand the analysis, and I think that you should be fine. The last thing that I want to do is I'm going to pull up a question that I have drafted myself, and we will walk through that question together. I will share my thought process behind answering this question, make sure that you pause if you don't understand. If you want to read the question properly, make sure you pause the video. Don't listen to what I have to say unless you have you've read the question properly and you've had some, in your head, try and answer the question yourself first. Question that I have drafted myself, and on the right hand side I have a Word document that I will be just putting down my points. Now, it's a long question. Please read it before you hear what I have to say. Whenever you get a fact pattern where you have a lot of facts, that means the question is easy. I know that if you see a question with 2 pages long, you can get freaked out, but trust me, if you have more facts, it's easier to analyze the situation. Now, in this case,
I'm hoping that you've read this question. This is a simple question about partnership. So, in this case, one partner is going to be liable for the other's partner's mistakes if they are considered partners. So, in this case, Polly and Sally. Now, the main question revolves around the analysis that are they really partners or not? Because if they are, then Polly is liable. And if they're not, then Polly is not liable. So the bulk of this question is going to be the analysis of whether there was in fact a partnership or not. Now, I am assuming that by now you know how to do the analysis. There are different cases that tell you what you should be looking at in terms of whether there's a partnership or not. One of the main thing is also intention. So some of the points are like, intention. And again, this is from different case law, and I'm obviously not pointing you towards the cases. You can read them on your own. The first thing you want to look at, like, what was the intention of the parties? Now, just because they had a written agreement, that doesn't necessarily mean that it was a partnership. So, writing, not writing, written agreement doesn't matter. So, what else? So, again, I'm sure you have other things that you can consider, but I'll just focus on these two for now. And there's a lot of analysis that's going to go in here, but I'm just giving you a very basic outline and just my thought process. So, if I were you, I would highlight. Okay, that's not highlight. So, I would highlight the points where I think that these things, like some of the facts tells us that there is a partnership, while some facts are telling us that this is not a partnership. So I would highlight those facts with different colors so that when you're doing the analysis, you can say that, hey, these facts point towards there is a partnership, but then these facts point towards there's no partnership. However, I conclude XYZ. So you always have to mention both sides. So I'm just gonna make this partnership and then no partnership. And we could insert like a column or something if that is okay. I'll just insert that. Yeah, so partnership and no partnership. Like, again, this is something that I would do, and obviously I'm using the computer right now, so it looks like I'm crazy for adding a table. But when you're writing it down, you just want to make a column, or either you could highlight like I told you to. If you don't want to do that, just use a pencil and just create like this line over here, and then partnership, and then put down facts here. So let's just say that. So there's a written agreement stating that. So this fact would probably tell us that maybe there is no partnership. Okay. Now they refer to each other's posts by saying that, hey, inspiring partners, you guys are great partners. So that kind of tells us that maybe this was a partnership. And then we could also talk about how they hired a common photo ed, ed photo editor to work for both of them. So that might suggest that this was a partnership. So can you see what I'm trying to do there? It's making it easier. So when you're doing the analysis, all you need to do is go back to your chart, or if you've highlighted with different colors, know what the facts are and then analyze. This is how I did it back in the day too, and I found that answering questions became a lot easier. because otherwise you're looking at this page and you're like, oh my gosh, there are a lot of facts. So try doing this, and I hope that this is helpful. If you want additional help with questions and answers, I recently launched my website, which is lawstudiekit.com, and this is one of the questions from the sample questions and answers that I have drafted. If you would like to take a look, please visit my website.
If this was helpful, I think that this is a good starting point for you, and you can answer the question by yourself. I think after this you should be able to at least make quick notes or have a summary in terms of how you should be answering the question on the exam. If you do need additional help, you can take a look at my website, which is lawstudykit.com. If not, it's completely fine. You can browse this channel. There is a lot of information that will help you get started. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video, and yeah, good luck and thank you for watching.